Um, how would you, like, in your own words, define what drag is?
All right, folks, strap in. Let's do it. Drag is like an ancient art for me because people have been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, back to like Greek and Roman times, drag has been going on for a really long time. It wasn't always like the gay community's thing, but it always was sort of on the fringes of society. But for me personally, and this isn't necessarily for every drag queen, but for me it's a time-honored tradition. It's something that we do and have done for years. And it's the act of like playing with gender and using the act of transforming your gender to comment on things that you see in society or to make people laugh or to raise money for charity. I mean, the thing about drag is that the act of it is very similar in the sense that you're doing some sort of transformative gender act.
In the society that we live in, particularly in the United States, we like to put people in boxes. And the first thing that happens when a baby is born is like the baby's born and it's a boy or it's a girl. And for some people that just doesn't work. Those boxes don't work. The constrictions of that identity just don't work, and they fall somewhere in between or maybe outside of those boxes entirely. So somebody who is gender fluid plays around with gender a little bit more than what we would see, and certainly doesn't conform to the boxes of what our society deems as male or masculine or female or feminine. So it's blurry.
Like imagine gender is a box, like you have male, female. I'm here. Sometimes I dip my toe into either box, sometimes I dip it into both. I don't particularly feel male or female by any means at any point. I feel both, but I also feel like for most people, gender and gender identity is like their skin. It doesn't go away. They don't get to remove it. But I have moments where, like for me, it's a t-shirt. Like I can put it on, I can put both t-shirts on, I can mix them together, I can do whatever I want. Because gender is something for me personally to play with, where it isn't for other people. But I do have moments where I'm just like gender neutral, where it's just like, I don't feel a gender. I don't feel that I am either one. But then there are other days where I'm like, I feel way more quote unquote female or way more quote unquote male. Not that either of those constructs are even real. And that's a huge part of being non-binary for me personally, is just like, well, we have all these ideas and these preconceived notions about what men and women are, but in the long run, none of them are really real. Because, well, you can be a woman but also be a lumberjack. Does that make you less of a woman? No, because you're still a woman. You still have female parts, you know what I mean, or whatever. And it's the same thing with like trans people. It's like, well, you are what you are. It's not about like, oh, well, you were born with these parts. Like it's stupid because it's about how you personally wear your gender and your gender identity, not about what our preconceived notions are, not about how boys should like Tonka trucks and girls should like Barbie dolls. Like that's just not how the world works. It's too simple.
What do you identify with your gender as?
Female. Full-blooded female. Yeah, I don't think I've ever associated with anything, but I used to like dress really poorly, but that was probably the closest I've ever been to. Yeah, I'm definitely a hipster female. Can't get me. I've tried on my boyfriend's jeans. They don't look as good. Can't do it.
One of the things I had read early on about being transgender, especially the older who have repressed it, is you have to kind of deconstruct your old fake guy self. And then if you do that successfully, then your inner real self can rise and take. So I've been really trying to do things that in a sense erode the old self. Jenny Boylan in her book describes the first time she was able to spend hours dressed as a woman. As she said, her identity felt like it was a chalk painting being washed away in the rain. So that, and I could identify with that for a while. So I've been doing things that'll do that, so a lot of it's just appearing feminine, trying out feminine things, it broke down that side that said, no, I'm a male, I'm a male, I'm a male. And so there was a lot of that. Now I'm just trying to get in touch with the intuitive, deep down identity, to listen to that side of me. And even if my rational side says, no, I don't want to go there, I'm still trying to say, no, I'm going to follow what that wants, just to encourage that part of me to, I guess, to speak, to rise up, to be there.
Gender identity is complex, which is a huge part of drag, is it's like, there are a million ways you can be your gender. It doesn't have to be anything you don't want it to be. So you get to decide the rules. So for me, it's just like, I've always been that way. I've always been the type of person that's like, I mean, gender is whatever. It's whatever I want to make it. I've never really felt fully like a boy or fully like a girl. Like, it's just a daily thing for me, which makes life hard sometimes because you are on the outside looking in and watching people. But yeah, so it's just basically like not standing in a binary box. And you can be in it if you want to, but for me personally, I just don't always feel the need, but.